is said that every 100 years, the forces of good mysteriously start to weaken. The world is filled with chaos, hatred, and fear. The serenity of Transylvania is being threatened by destructive forces. After 100 years, a being of evil once again returned. Master of the Demon Castle, Dark Lord of Evil, enemy to God himself. On a dark and eerie night, Count Dracula returned. Once again, Simon Belmont is called upon to destroy Dracula. With only his whip and courage, he sets out to restore peace in Transylvania.
The eyes of a corpse, the screams of a loved one. All bodies leave their mark. You cannot be near the newly dead without feeling it. I'd always had nightmares, but now the ghost didn't wait for me to sleep. Rose. Rose.
Oh, hey, good evening. Long time no see. Welcome. Welcome to art. Welcome to photography, I suppose. We're going to be working on some photographs tonight from the LARP that I did event photography for a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, been a while. Been insanely busy dealing with personal issues and doing all sorts of traveling, and it's just been life's been happening. Life's been happening a lot. So, but here I am again. Hopefully you all are doing well as we approach Thanksgiving here in the US. Life is still busy. I planned myself into a corner. It's been a long time since I've done that, so I've got things. I've had plans every weekend basically since the end of September, and that is going to continue until mid-December. I've got my birthday this weekend. I've got concerts this weekend. I've got Thanksgiving. I've got PAX Unplugged coming up. People coming up. Oh, it's busy as hell, and I'm excited. So, with that said, let's plunge right in. So the LARP that I did photography for was based on Vampire the Masquerade. That was the source, and it was called Gilded Cages. It was set during the 1930s Hollywood era, and I spent 5 hours running around taking all sorts of pictures, and it was a lot of fun. It was the first time I'd ever experienced a LARP in any capacity, and it was an experience, let me tell you. So that was fun. And you're gonna get to see some of the results of that. So the person who ran the LARP, my good friend McKenna, her husband Shane, this was their first LARP, and it was held in downtown Albany, and yeah, it went off very, very well. And so the pictures you're going to see tonight are the ones that McKenna specifically has requested me to edit. She might be joining me in the chat a little later, so we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, let's dive right in. No. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of figured. I don't want. I don't want that. I want that. Let's dull these corners down a bit. I'm hoping McKenna does eventually come on because I tried to keep track of which characters were what during the course of the night, and I failed on that regard miserably. There was so much going on. There was about 40 people playing in character at this event. Okay. No, actually, I don't think we need to adjust exposure on that. Bump the contrast a little bit. So I actually started editing these last night off stream because I knew that I really needed to get started on these, and last night was genuinely the first time an opportunity presented itself for me to actually do work on these. Because last weekend I was in Vegas for a very quick weekend trip to celebrate my grandmother's 90th birthday. And I knew I had to go see my grandmother because I am not going to get very many more chances to do so. Just want to see what that looks like. Oh, God, no. No, 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 no. That'd be funny. It, want to just brighten up that hand a little more. Just do a little bit on the head, so that it's not just so. Ah. Been a while since that's happened. See if we can bring it a gradient a little. There we go. There we go. Now we'll go black and white. No, 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 no. I do not want max white, I want max black. Yeah, red and yellows are going to be the dominant colors in a significant number of these. All right. What do I have as the next one? Okay, this one's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Mostly because it is so bright. So I was shooting with a flash unit, and it's very dark. It was very dark in that house. So there were at some points where the flash was just too bright, overpowering, and so that presents a little bit of a technical challenge, but nothing that can be overcome. Ew. All right. Actually, I think for this one, we need to do that. And then start bringing it down. Okay. Actually, before I do anything else, let's start. I'm not liking what I've been seeing, so let's just start this again. That's what I want. Multiply. Okay. Yeah, that's already a significant improvement. Hey, Maple Glades, good evening. Oh, so far so good. It has been very busy. Life has just not stopped. But I'm doing all right. Doing all right. How you doing? All right. That's what I wanted. Now we'll do the usual suspects. Yeah, that's. I've basically gone nonstop since the end of September. I've been doing a lot of traveling, been visiting friends. The images that I'm editing tonight, they were of a LARP that I did a couple weeks ago. A friend of mine put together a Vampire the Masquerade LARP and hired me to do event photography, so it was a lot of running around in a very dimly lit house with a flash head, trying to do as best as I could with it. I am performing in 2 concerts. Medical news community has a lot of photos. Nice, nice. I'm performing in 2 concerts this weekend. I joined a local mixed choir last year, and we've got 2 concerts coming up this weekend. We're doing a bunch of songs by Handel. Then we got Thanksgiving, and then I'm going to a convention in Philly. I'm going to PAX Unplugged. It's a board and tabletop game convention. So yeah, life's gone nuts. That's you're funny that like the second half of the concert we're doing are all pieces from the Messiah. We're doing like 7 or 8 of the choral pieces in there. And we're doing it with a local chamber orchestra, and we had the dress rehearsal. We had the dress rehearsal 4 days ago, and first concert's tomorrow, second concert's on Sunday. So I'm excited. It's a lot of fun. It's very enjoyable stuff. Like, I've had the Hallelujah chorus drilled into me from high school, so I know, like, I know that piece backwards and forwards. Everything else was a bit new to me, though. All right, we do have to do some burning here, just so the too much. Weren't they getting a free one from...
They're still getting free.
Okay.
There's gonna be 7 people.
Alright, well, you know, yum. Yes. I've just been informed that there's going to be a 23-pound turkey at our Thanksgiving dinner. So, hey! That's fine. Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. I can eat my body weight in food and think nothing of it. All right. Yeah, actually, I have my my music right here. So I'll tell you the pieces we're doing. Let's see what's under our first half. What we got? Rejoice, sing, and praise. O love divine, and then a couple pieces from Jacob Maccabees. So we got see the conquering hero. Hallelujah, amen. And then we've got the pieces from the Messiah that we're doing. So. And the glory of the Lord, and he shall purify. The chorus section of the O Thou That Tellest. Then we have For unto us a child is born. Glory to God, and then Hallelujah chorus. Hello, McKenna! Good evening. A little late, but better late than never. I've only done one complete, so I'm currently I'm working on the ones that you have specifically requested me to edit, McKenna. So McKenna was the brains behind this LARP, I'll have you know. It came together very nicely. So I started editing some of these last night, and I'll show you what they've I've done. I've done this one already. I'm basically going in numerical order at this point. Yeah, this one has been a little bit tricky because it started off like that. It started off very overexposed because that flash head is very strong. So we've dimmed it a bit. Oh yeah, like you're telling me. So I mean, hold on, I'll show you what I was using. So to my standard Canon 70D, I had this Godox flash head attached to it, and then to that, to try to diffuse it a bit, to make it so not so screamingly strong, I had a diffuser on here. So this little thing pops onto that, goes onto the flash head, and it helps to at least tone it down a little bit so that you're just not spraying everywhere. And then for the more dramatic scenes at this LARP, was using this, and there's a in the closet. It's a snoot. So it created for some dramatic lighting, which allowed me to get shots like that. So this particular event, the way the story played out, the first half it was a very sort of party atmosphere, very the highfalutin rich film types and movers and shakers of society all mingle about, oh, this is a mighty fine party, and then about halfway through the proceedings, drama. Like, suddenly, it's like, okay, playtime's over, kiddies. And, things got a bit more serious. It was a lot of fun. It was the first time I've done event photography for a LARP. Which is kind of like doing event photography for a wedding, except much more fun. probably going to lop this off, but I just want to see something. I want to see... There's a particular effect that I want to see how well it works. Because all night long I was taking pictures, and there were some characters that I'm like, why are they what like this guy who just committed he committed to the bit and just wrapped his whole face up the entire evening. Oh, first let's do this. Like, never having played Vampire the Masquerade, I have no idea how the mechanics work or anything like that, so... Ah, okay. I actually like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring you down. Oh yeah, that's already much better, I think. So this, I was kind of out of my element doing this event, because normally I'm used to a studio where I have full control of everything. I can control the lighting, the intensity, how I can shape it. I can control every aspect of that setup. In a situation like this, where there are active participants, 40 of them, in a whole ass house, with this thing being your only guide. Which, by the way, I learned a few things. This thing drinks AA batteries like it's a freaking Game Gear. Like, this thing takes 4 AA batteries. I had 8 AA's, and they barely made it. I had to change batteries halfway through, and really towards the end, I was pleading with this thing to just give me something. Basically. So next time I do an event with this thing, I'm gonna see if I can get lithium batteries. See if they hold out longer. I did not anticipate to go through 8 AA's in the span of 5 hours. Okay. With that, let's do... Well, first, let's do a brightness contrast. Maybe I can... Nah. I'm just going to leave that as is. And then... given the time frame in which this game was set, all right. All right, moving right along. What's the next one? Because I'm going in numerical order here. Ah, the Blues Brothers. We're just gonna bring you down. Actually, we can stand to crop that a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Oh, and McKenna, my Discord is open if you feel like jumping on a voice. Okay. Ah, no problem. Not a problem. I'm gonna be on for at least another hour, hour and a half, so no problem. Oh, duh, Brian. doing a little magnetic lasso here. I know it isn't, but this music sounds like it's from Ori and the Blind Forest. Okay. I'm just amused that this is one of the images that turned out to be the, as far as technically correct, as in like correctly exposed and whatnot. It's like, thank you, Flash. But for those of you who are curious about some of the other photography work I get up to, the link is in the chat. That's the link to my card page, which is basically like Linktree. It's the link aggregate. It takes you to my website, to my Instagram, Vero, all the places where you can find me on the wide world of the internet. My Patreon is going to be coming down soon. I'm closing my Patreon at the end of this year, and I'm starting to offer basically the same thing that Patreon does, the sort of subscription, the membership thing, the different tiers of memberships, but I'm doing it directly I'm doing it from my own website now. So if you go to my website and you go up and you see memberships, it's basically the same thing that you would be getting if you were to sign up for my Patreon, except I'm not bound by Patreon's rules. We're here to comfort you. Ah. Okay. Very good. Oh, thank you, infrared filter. All right, next one. I think actually no. I think this actually benefits from seeing the whole room. No, that makes it too dark. Okay. If I do that, that means her dress just becomes a black blob with no texture. Alright. Curves-wise, that's actually not too bad. I mean, there is some hot spots, like the back of the neck there, and a little bit on the face. But otherwise, I think we can work with that. I'll probably do something about that. I think that's the, I think that's this. There was a lot of reflective surfaces. There's actually a mirror right over there, just off frame, that I think was catching the bounce, causing that reflection. So we'll fix that. We'll fix this in post. I mean, that's exactly what we're doing. This is post-production. Actually, yeah, before we do anything else, Let's just take that flash reflection right out. Let's just go right up in there. Just very gently cloning this out. Okay. Okay. And then we're just going to blur that out. I mean, we're going to blur some of the background anyway, so. Good. Hue saturation. So much red in this house. All right. That's better. Meow. 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 You have to make those noises or it doesn't work. That's the old Bob Ross method when he was doing his paintings. Make these little sound effects sometimes, and he would say, "You have to do that or it doesn't work." And I've always been a fan of this sort of vignette look. It sort of makes it narrows your focus. I mean, the focus is on the scene that's happening right here. There's just from the look on her face, though, the one in the center in the black dress, there's some juicy gossip going on. At least that's the impression I get. Because there were 40 people at this event, as I was taking pictures, I was also trying to follow the story. And there was so many little subplots going on between everyone, between all the character interactions, that I was like trying to get a sense of the overall story. Like beyond what I had already known going into it. Just curious to see how everything played out. But this was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. Doing a little burning. Just to make the really bright spots in the image due to the flash not so screamingly white. Just darken up a few. Just a little bit, not too much. It's like this is one of those things, like the dodging and burning techniques. Those are old darkroom techniques, and it's so much easier to do that in Photoshop than it is in a darkroom. Because in a darkroom, there's no undo function. You screw up, you mess up the times of your dodging and burning, and you have to start the print all over again. Alright. Now we're going to do a little dodging here so they can bring out some of the texture there. So that it's not just a blop of black, so we actually see things like the folds in the dress and things like that, so it's not just a black blob. Just tone down the hot spots a little more. Okay. Save it. Thank you all for spending some of your Friday evening with me. I haven't been on Twitch in well over a month because, as I mentioned at the outset, life has happened. A lot of life has happened. There's been a lot of personal upheaval in my life. I've been doing a lot of traveling, therapy, self-care, reconnecting with friends I have not seen since COVID, and just busy. Like, this Sunday is going to be... This Sunday is going to be my 38th birthday. And been doing, you know, some introspection this week. Excuse me. And by most metrics, my age 37 year kind of sucked. For a lot of personal reasons that I will not get into. There were definitely some good moments, to be sure. Bought a house. Things are definitely now... Whoopsies. We'll fix that. Things are definitely now in a bit of an upswing, though. You know, finally admitted to myself that I needed therapy. And now, 4 or 5 months into said therapy, kind of kicking myself and going, why didn't I start this sooner? But, as the saying goes, better late than never. I am just hoping that my level 38 is worlds better than level 37 turned out to be. And so far, things are trending in that direction. Okay. Now let's see how this is gonna look. I'm very curious. No, that looks a bit too to sort of Uncanny Valley. I think with the floor blurred, that makes it a little too... Alright. So, we are going to add to selection. No. We're not going to undo move. Now I'll just do regular lasso. I want this whole thing added to the selection. There we go. Now let's see what that does. There we go. I like that better. Yeah, the fact that the floor is now in focus. That, yeah. Tip. What do you mean he couldn't save it? Jerk. I mean, if I was really being an ethical consumer, I would start to learn or relearn or continue learning how to use Affinity Photo, which is pretty similar to Photoshop in what I need it to do. But unlike, but it doesn't have the all of the AI herpes that Adobe is insisting on putting in its programs now. Thank you. Oh, almost done with the album already. use that. I do like this. For this game and for these images that I'm editing, I really think the sepia adds. And just because black and white was and still is my first love. Oh. Well, that's what the infrared filter does. Like the week before the LARP, I was seriously considering buying some film to shoot black and white film during the proceedings, but then I realized that camera that I was going to shoot with, the film with, weighs 5.5 pounds around my neck. I feel like Frodo climbing up Mount Doom. And the film that I would have needed would have been 3200 speed film, which meant I could shoot it without a flash. But then I went, Brian, you've never shot 3200 speed film before, and also, do you really want to lug 2 cameras around your body for 5 hours? Turned out that was a really smart idea not to do that, because I was bushed. I had a blast. I was bushed. Alright, what's my next one? Ah, alright. Actually, I'm going to jump a little bit here because I'm going to jump a bit here. So let's see. It's okay. Let's jump to McKenna here. The secret ballot. Most of this is already done for me. I really like that snoot. That worked out very well. And, you know, McKenna rocked this outfit. Oh my god, I got such Joel Grey vibes. I kept half expecting McKenna at any point during the night to just break out into cabaret. Willkommen, bienvenue, willkommen. You know, just... Like, I would love to do a photo shoot of McKenna in this. because it'd be such a drastic departure from everything else we have done. Yeah, like curves is fine. It's like this is mostly this is mostly done. I like when that happens. Because what have I said before in my streams? I'm kind of a lazy photographer in that the more correct I get my settings in the camera before I fire the shutter, the less time I have to spend editing. There's always going to be some degree of editing, but the more I get correct in the viewfinder before I fire that shutter, the less work I have to do here. And that is a very film photography mindset, because that's how I learned when I took photo. My first photo class was Photo 1 in high school, and we learned on film cameras, 35 millimeter cameras, where you only have 24 or 36 rolls. You can't do what you do with digital photography. Is just fire off a billion image, quantity over quality, and then fix it later. No, I was. You've got 24. You have 24 or 36 shots. You need to slow down and actually make those exposures count. So that is my method for photography. You know, even in the studio when I'm shooting, it's all digital. It's the same thing. Like, the more I get right in the camera, the more the settings are correct, the less post-production I have to do. And that has just been a method that has stuck with me. And every artist, every photographer is different. Their workflow is different. No one is better than the other. You learn what works best for you. It's art. There is no right or wrong answer. Yeah, it's like I barely need to do anything here. I don't know how many of you are out there. I know McKenna messaged the LARP Discord when I went live, saying that I'm working on these images. So I don't know how many of you out there are from the game watching. If you are, hello, and thank you for spending some of your Friday evening with me. I very, very much appreciate it. I had a blast. I hope I wasn't too intrusive. So you would have moments of intense drama in the game, and there's me with this big honking thing in your face. Click! Yeah, no, I kind of like that as is. There's maybe just a small... Time is it anyway? Yeah. So, at least another 30 minutes. I want to get a good night's rest tonight because I am doing 2 concerts this week, and I'm in a local mixed chorus. And we're doing a couple of concerts tomorrow. If any of you are local, live near in the Capital District, I'm going to be performing with the Hudson Mohawk Chorale in Scotia. We're doing a bunch of songs by Handel. Okay, so we've saved it. Whew. All right, let's see. What other ones do I want to work on? What next? I have to. This is one of my favorites from the entire night. Like, I was so glad I was able to get this shot. I was... Like, it's a little bit bright. Like, way... Like as far as the flash is concerned. But I actually think that works in this image's favor for this shot. Oh yeah, end of the album. Nope, can't do that. We can't let the big bad. You can't let the like. Oh no, you're playing copyrighted music. Oh no, 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 no. You'll start World War III if you do that. So. I just saw you. Where are you? But if you play remixes of video game music, A-okay. A-okay. Can turn it down a little. Center it a bit more. No, I think we're actually good. Might not actually need. Hey, go away. No, I actually don't think this. We need to turn down the hue saturation. What I do think we need to do is a bit of burning here, because there's definitely some areas that need to be darkened a bit. Are we looking? Oh yeah, it's better than it was. Absolutely. Let's make our fixer here a little more visible. Hold on, is that me in the background there? No. Okay. No, no, we gotta remove all evidence of the photographer. Yeah. So if you go super high contrast, which we don't want. Which I don't want anyway. All right. It's like I don't want to kill too much of the dramatic lighting here because this is a really dramatic moment in the game, and I don't want to dull it too much. Just enough so that it's not screamingly bright because of the flash. Ah, okay. That is where I notice I've gotten a little heavy-handed on the... That's better. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah, I've been streaming almost 2 hours. This is going to get to the point where my brain is going to start shutting down. So I think maybe one or two more. Let's see what we got. That's a thought. I like this one. Let's go with this one. Yeah, I don't think we need to do a whole lot of correcting for overexposure here. Yeah, not really. For those of you just joining me, if you're just wandering in, I'm editing pictures from a LARP that I did event photography for a couple weeks ago. Called Gilded Cages. It was a Vampire the Masquerade based LARP. And it was a ton of fun. So McKenna gave me 23 images that she wanted me to edit, and so that is what I'm working on presently. And I'll be doing more editing, probably off stream. There may be one or possibly another Twitch stream next week, depending on how things work out, because Thanksgiving is coming up, and my mother is coming to visit me. So I'm not traveling this year, so we have to see how that all shakes out. All right. But I can definitely tell that my brain is starting to go, hey, you've been editing for 2 hours straight. You also have concerts this weekend, so we're gonna start shutting you down. Like, alright. little burning just to sort of dull the bright hot spot from the flash. After I finish working on this one, I will do what I usually do at the end of any of my photography streams. I will do a recap. I'll show you what we've done, what I've done, before heading you off for the night. Also, my thanks to McKenna and Shane for asking me to do the photography for this. I had a blast, and if those two decide they want to do another LARP and want me to take pictures, all I do is just ask. I had a blast. Alright. There's actually a little bit of red eye in there that I just noticed, so let's just tamp that out. Oh, no. That's better. Well, before I do that, just to... There we go. Now we'll turn the sepia on. Save as. Tom Vault? Tom Vault. Hello. Good evening. Good evening and welcome. Almost morning for you. What's up? Just editing some photography editing some photos that I shot at a Vampire the Masquerade LARP a couple weeks ago. Oh, it was fun. All right. I think I have enough energy in me to do one more before I call it a night. 255. Let's see, 255, 267. 275, 281, or 277. All right, yeah, one more of these dramatic ones I will close out the night with. This story did not have a happy ending. I mean, it's Vampire the Masquerade, so I would assume that there's not a whole lot of happy endings. I don't have to do a whole lot of work to this, luckily. Like I was sort of going for the for this particular when this moment happened in the game. I was kind of going for like crime scene photo. Because yes, I was there to take pictures of the event and the proceedings that was going on, but also, you know, I'm a photographer and an artist, so you can't help to get a little bit of your own, slip in a little something of your own in there. I do. You ended up being a very good accessory. I'm very proud of that little snoot. Let's just dull down some of the hot spots again, where the flash decided to be the brightest. Yeah, I barely need to do any sort of vignetting on this one. Yeah, that's just about done already. I like when that happens. Yeah, I barely need to do anything of that one. Good. Good, good, good. We do that in sepia. And then in black and white. Ah, thank you, bot. Yeah, this will be the last call for tonight. So if you are interested in in my photography, the link to my card page is up there. That takes you to my website as well as my Instagram and Vero pages. There's also Patreon in there, but I am closing out that Patreon at the end of the year, and I'm basically doing the subscriptions that I offered on Patreon are now going to be done right from my own website, where I don't have to go by Patreon's rules. So that is where you can find me on the interwebs. All right. And I am out of energy. So, yeah, and now all the bots are coming in. Yes, yes, I've been drinking water all along. Thank you for reminding me. I know. I haven't streamed in almost 2 months, so you're a little out of practice. I know, bot. Alright, so let's show you what we've done tonight before we bid you all adieu. And I'll show you the ones that I edited yesterday off stream that I started to work on. So let's bring y'all in here. So this was yesterday. So this is what I started doing yesterday. So we did... This was yesterday. And then we get to what we did tonight. Let's make it a bit bigger. All these that you're seeing were done tonight on stream tonight. And then the one we just did. So, pretty good solid two hours of work. So, very proud of that. I'm going to continue to edit some of these off stream. Hopefully I'll be doing a stream next week. But with Thanksgiving coming up, I can't be too sure. So, I guess the best way to find out if I'm doing a stream that night is to either probably follow me on Blue Sky or on Instagram. So that is going to do it for me tonight. So thank you all for spending some of your Friday evening with me. I very, very much appreciate the pleasure of your company. And yeah. Hopefully I'll get back to streaming more often as we get through to the end of the year. So, that's the plan in any way. But, you know what they say about plans. Alright, let's see if there's anybody over on Twitch I can raid and share the party. Let's see. Oh, Mama Llama. You are very welcome. Let's see. Anyone online? Anyone doing art right now that I could share? Alright, well, if you like cute stuff, there is an artist that I follow by the name of Wumble Bumblebee, who's doing... Once the ad goes by, it looks like they're doing dog art. Wumble Bumblebee is an illustrator and painter. So let's see what they're doing. Oh, and there's a pupper in the okay. So if you want cute stuff, which is a nice break from the Vampire the Masquerade drama and death stuff, we're gonna bring you on over to Wumble Bumblebee. And until I see you guys again, good night, and joy be with you all. See you next time, my friends.